Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel, Flowers Facts. It is unfortunate that some people will likely dismiss this matter as a common quibble among neighbors with a high school type mentality. Perhaps more so after explaining our laundry situation in this building. But on several levels, this is a very serious matter. Eric's attorney motioned for a hearing to make us pay $6,500 for court and attorney costs and has threatened us with a malicious prosecution lawsuit after that. But there is no lawsuit on our behalf against the 5 people who have collaborated to come up with numerous lies that are knowingly hurtful, destructive, and dangerous. In Eric's response to my RO, he categorically denies that he's trying to get us evicted. Yet, after we practically hid in our unit not to give anyone any excuse to make things up about us, Eric came forward as a witness, claiming we were continuing to be problem tenants. At the hearing for my RO against Myra, she had the sickening audacity to bring the same pictures of the knife marks on her door that she showed in her RO against Terry in February 2025. She also brought a blurry photo that she claimed was me making obscene gestures into her security camera, which was absolutely not into her security camera, nor an obscene gesture, as I was praying in a moment of great pain and despair. For many people, there is no such thing as just move, especially these days in LA. The tenants behind all of these lies, such as Matt, who has criticized us for not being able to afford to move, is no one to speak. But I will talk more about him and his husband in another video. These people figure that we will never get any real opportunity to tell our side of this story, and they can gleefully succeed at sending us to the street for their own selfish and petty reasons. We would accept what they're doing if this were in one of those parts of the world where the authorities gave you an ultimatum to choose between bearing false witness against someone or seeing horrible things happen to you and your family. But all of this is in a completely different universe from that. For a short time, Jay had a lock on the entrance doors of our building that the tenants had keys for. I believe this was for a short time before and after the beginning of the pandemic. This was also when we were struggling to get enough police business cards to give to Jay. For decades before this, there was no lock on the building's entrance doors. As explained in video 4, arranging a way for the police to gain entry was very demanding. During the time everyone had keys, we tried to discreetly tape our key under the entrance door's knob so that the police could gain entry. We told the operator how the police could locate the key and to leave it under the mat in front of our door afterwards. This worked a time or two, but Staci, who goes in and out of the building endless amount of times, kept tearing off the key and throwing it off to the side, sometimes taking us a long time and a lot of effort to find. Terry told her about our situation with Myra and asked Staci if she could please not interfere with what we were trying to do, just long enough for us to get enough police business cards to give to Jay. Her answer was to leave pieces of tape across our mailbox. Funny thing is, though, that several of these neighbors started having issues with their deliveries. And in addition to setting up a network among their clique, started using tape and various other things to put between the door and latch so the door would remain unlocked for delivery persons. In addition to this, they often put signs on the front entrance door that said, "Door is open." During this time, Jay harped on to us about how he was worried about a kid falling in the pool. In response, we said to Jay that there is a much higher likelihood of a kid falling into the pool at 3 p.m. than 3 a.m. When these tenants continued to make their own rules, we pointed out to Jay that this was just too much hypocrisy to ignore. And that if he were truly concerned about a kid falling into the pool, he would install a keypad like most every other apartment complex has. Given our documentation with this issue, soon afterwards, Jay installed a keypad, which the tenants were pleased about while being oblivious to the irony of who made that happen, particularly since these same tenants have now accused us of tampering with and damaging the keypads and entrance doors. When in fact, it is well known and documented that several attempts were made to break down the back entrance door that has never been properly repaired, and that the front entrance door was busted open during an attempted home invasion of Staci's unit. But starting with the fact that Jay is using Myra as a witness for our eviction, there isn't anything about this situation that isn't disturbingly and profoundly perverse. Due to his age, at the beginning of the pandemic, when there were a lot of unknowns, it was repeatedly mentioned how everyone is in this together. But as we told Jay, in our case, during this time, we walked on his beat where some people would make us feel a little better by giving a friendly nod, smile, or say hi. However, when we directly came back to our building, we would be greeted with Myra calling me bitch. And during this time, there was a lot of emphasis on how older people were more vulnerable to the virus. As such, due to his age and the stress we were going through, Terry was very concerned about catching the virus. He, of course, was worried about giving it to me. But he was also worried and disturbed with the prospect of becoming very sick and or passing from it. Because one would make him a massive burden on me instead of a protector, and the other would leave me vulnerable and devastated. In either case, he worried a lot about me being left alone and at the mercy of these neighbors, especially Myra and company, whom, for good reasons, Terry believed would mock me in the cruelest ways afterwards. The day after the gang up on 11/25/22, Staci approached me by the laundry room as I was heading back into our unit. As a deterrent and for my protection against any further lies and or abuse, I visibly held my phone while recording. In the recording, you can hear Staci approaching me and me saying that I do not want to talk to her. One can hear her continue to say various things, including how she is on our side and has our back. The day after this recording, Jay gave us our first pre-eviction notice. Concerned and expecting Staci to continue her support, we asked if we could talk to her for a moment, but she would not. When Terry told her that we didn't want to bother her, we received this notice, and if there was any way she could just send us the email she offered. She said something about a death in her family, and we let it go. The problem is that, according to what she has said in an affidavit, the story dramatically changed because the day or so after she offered her assistance, and we merely asked for an email she offered, she claims we scared the shit out of her, harassed her, made her shake and break down in tears. There are a lot of more lies about us in her affidavit and emails to Jay that I will go into more details about in another video. Thanks for watching and hope you continue.
No, I don't like talking to you.
No. I wanted to let you know. I sent an email to Jay about her threatening you guys last night. And it's not the first time I've complained to Jay about her. About like all of the men she has in here, giving her geek code away. Like just her being loud and rude and disrespectful. And I mean, if you want, I can show you the email I sent Jay.
That's okay. I'll take your words for it.
Yeah, I want you to know, like, I know she's awful, and I've complained about her, like, probably 4 or 5 times over the past year, and Jay just doesn't do anything. But please tell Terry also that I did send an email saying that she was just disrespecting the whole building last night, that she was verbally assaulting you guys, and that she was threatening you guys. Like I told Jay. So.
The man that was with her, whether he's a boyfriend or not, told my husband, come out and fight like a man. That's a challenge.
Yeah. I didn't hear him say that, but I heard Terry say that he was threatened. So I wrote that in the email too, that they threatened you guys. And I just want you to know, like I know everybody thinks it's like a back and forth between you guys, but I know it's her. And I told Jay that. So if you guys want to read the email, I have it. I can show you the email that I sent this morning. But I did send an email, and if you guys complain about her, I have your back. Okay? I just want you to know that.
I see your point.
Yes. Okay.
Duly noted.
Okay.
I'll let Terry know too.